experiment our emotions on, when we don't know how to process them. Like, I remember when I didn't know any better, honestly, I reflect on few mistakes a lot. When 15, 14 years back, when I didn't know any better, I remember getting angry at my daughter when I'm actually mad at somebody else, maybe my mother-in-law, my husband, but I didn't know how to process it. So I would get angry at her, and then later I would ask myself, why would I do that, So pausing, reflecting, and questioning is very important. When I realized, that no, it's not on, I had to stop myself. But many couples, if they're fighting with each other, it transfers to their kid. The spouse, if they're angry with, any other family member, it's transferred to kids. So yes, it is difficult because we kind of see them as something we can do anything with in our mind. On a relationship between parents and children, my theory is that and in fact I tell my kids also this a lot of time, that I'm not your friend. Okay, this might shock some people for a few seconds. Let me explain what I mean. I tell them, in life you will have a lot of friends. They'll come and they'll go. But I am your parent. I am more than a friend. You can not only just share with me, I will make sure that after you share, I protect you as well.
Hmm.
So it's like a step ahead of friends, that, I'm your parent, I'm your mom, I'm not your friend. And they are always like, now they have accepted this and they're very happy with it. They're like, yes, we know you are our friend, not just friend, but a step more, that you will always be with us, you will always support us. So this is something that I've heard somewhere. Honestly, it's not my own creation. I heard it
Mhm,
from some spiritual scholar, that, there is a differentiation between how parents are seen in the eyes uh, of of kids. If they feel that you are friends, then they might take you for granted at times. So you should be one step ahead of friends to build that trust and to make them feel comfortable, and just always be emotionally present for them. Now, as kids are growing up, you hate them. I'm not kidding, I'm not exaggerating. As kids grow up, especially after 10, 11, especially 12, you hate them. You like, what have you done to deserve this? At times, sometimes, but as a parent, I tell myself all the time that, Sadaf, listen, what you can see for her right now, she cannot see that, because their link, I've told it before also, the link between the future is not built for kids right now. So I try to tell myself all the time, listen, she might make some mistakes, okay? You are just there to support. You cannot control all of it. Being realistically, present there, you cannot control all of it. So yes, gives them space, but keep on guiding them. Don't make things too easy for them. So my advice to those parents who have teenager kids, that, number one, don't take it personally on you. It's been, I think it's been a lot now that we have been blaming ourselves for our mistakes most of the time. So every parent is doing their best in their capacity. Every parent is doing their best. So there is no formula, right or wrong, how to raise kids. They have to be patient. They have to make sure that they fall in love with the same child again and again, irrespective whatever they are doing. Falling in love with your child after a certain age is very important. We have to look for good stuff. We have to find that connection. We cannot blame them that, oh, now you're so grown up, so you treat me like this. It's fine. Falling in love again is the key every day, with especially teenagers, because they really test your limits sometimes. Soon as, couples, they become parents, they have to realistically change their expectation. It's in benefit of both the parties. If a husband is expecting his wife to be same as before, that's unrealistic. And same goes for wife as well. If she is expecting that she can have the life she had before, or the same expectation from husband as before, that's not realistic, and it will, drain them emotionally. So the thing is, which they need to do is, they should have me time, but it should be agreed upon and with realistic approach. If a husband wants to see or to spend time with wife, he should ask and he should plan, he should make an effort. instead of just coming and watching TV, sitting on a couch and waiting when things will be better. Both the parties, they have to make an effort to come on a mutually agreed time where they can find a babysitter, keep the babysitter for some time, or whatever their scenario is. But the effort is definitely mutual. The expectation should be realistic. And let me tell you, it's only difficult at initial times. Then in fact, this is the reason, the kids, these children are the reason, that husband and wife share so much fun together later on. So it's initial part which is difficult, and then they are like, the biggest blessing in terms of bond that a couple could enjoy ever. So that difficult part, just few months of adjusting to this new situation with your own limits, asking for me time, planning me time, going out, making an effort, it's a good deal, definitely. That present because I'm building a career, the dilemma of working mother. So yes, I am there in the evening or when needed, but I'm not present all the time for everything. I think at that time their basic requirement was being loved, being fed, being changed, and being, comfortable in bed sleeping. The initial years of their life. I found it very challenging as soon as my daughter turned 12 plus. I thought that, my first alarm for me was that she didn't used to talk, chatter the way she used to. So that was a big alarm for me that okay, she used to talk so much. So even if I enter, I had this whole stories of everything what happened today. When that stopped, it was like kind of wake up emotion or a call for me that okay, what's happening. So that time, now, and now she's 15, 12, 13, I was figuring it out like what should I do. When she turned 14, I started to work freelancing so that I'm more emotionally available for at least some year, for few years at least. And then, this time will pass as soon as she's, inshallah, 2, 3 years more, she's a grown up individual, she would know, and I can go back whenever I want to. But these few years when I thought they need me emotionally available, I went for freelancing. But this freelancing wouldn't have happened if I didn't, worked so hard in those initial years. So that what I did was requirement of that time, and now what I'm trying to balance both being emotionally present for them is what I'm doing, I think is required and seems like a good option for me. But working hard when they are small, I think is a good idea, so that you can build some foundation of where you want to go, part time, virtual, freelancing, whatever. Because right now there's so many options of one career that we don't have to be like macho man all the time, or it's all sorted out all the time. It's okay to accept in front of the kids that what you're not good at or what you're trying to figure out. For example, now I'm not good in exercise or gym, I have to push myself. But my daughter, on the other hand, is extremely sporty. She goes into competition, gymnastics, she wins, and she's very athletic. She exercises every day still now. And I tell her all the time, Hadia, you inspire me, and that's how I started. And then she comes to me and, we kind of connect on weaknesses as well. When she's overwhelmed with emotion that she doesn't know how to deal with friends at times, complicated friends, she would come to me and she's like, Mama, I need your advice because I know you are good at this. So this relationship of weaknesses and lifting each other and connecting to each other, it's good if parents can apologize, if they can show their weakness in front of the kid, not like an emotional meltdown all the time to traumatize kids, not like that, but just those points where they think it's okay to give that part to kids. They have to make this judgment by themselves that which part would they like to discuss with kids, not the darkest secrets or emotional traumatic experience which would upset their children as well. So this sorry part and this that we are figuring out part is very important for as a parent.